I am Dr. Sriru, critical care physician, Deya Hospital, Thrissur. I am going to talk about proning in ARDS patients. Traditionally, invasive ventilation is done in supine position. But in severe ARDS patients, when all other strategies fail to improve oxygenation, proning with optimization of PEEP and tidal volume improve oxygenation. Proning should be done in severe ARDS mechanically ventilated patients within 12 to 24 hours who are having refractory hypoxemia. Refractory hypoxemia can be considered in patients with PF ratio less than 150, FiO2 more than 0.6 and PEEP greater than 5. Before proning, we should rule out our contraindications. Definite contraindications include spine instability or spine fractures and life-threatening arrhythmias. Relative contraindications are pregnancy, hemodynamically unstable patients, patients with anterior chest wounds like ICD tubes or anterior side, thoracotomy or burns, and patients with increased intracranial pressure. The expected complications in a prone patient are ET tube dislodgement, eye injury, pressure sores, and nerve compressions. This is the patient to be proned. He is deeply sedated with eyes padded. He is having a ET tube with closed suction in situ. Right tube with before 2 hours. He is having a central venous line, arterial line, and a urinary catheter in place.
Pre-oxygenate the patient with 100% FiO2. All non-essential infusions can be stopped.
For this procedure, we need 3 to 4 pillows, 2 bed sheets, one on top of patient, other underneath the patient. Extra pair of ECG electrodes and airway trolley near the patient side. The patient is ready for proning. We need 5 adequately trained staff for this procedure.
Now you can see that the ventilator and IV lines are on the right side of the patient. As the patient will be proned by turning him to his left side, the ventilator and IV lines need to be shifted accordingly to the left to avoid stretching and disconnections. The doctor at the patient's head end will move the ventilator and IV lines to the left side. Meanwhile, nurse 1 will take care of the ET tube. After that, she will take back the ET tube for further care.
Nurse 1 will disconnect the BP cuff, ECG electrodes, pulse oximeter, and close the suction system. Nurse 4 clamps the urinary catheter and tapes it to the inside of the leg.
Nurse 3 will tuck the left hand of the patient under the buttocks. Pillows should be kept on the chest, pelvis, and knee, keeping the abdomen unsupported. This is followed by covering the patient with the second bedsheet. You can see that the head and neck are exposed. Both the upper and lower bedsheets are rolled together to enclose the patient within the 2 bedsheets. The patient is then moved horizontally to the edge of the bed, and while maintaining a tight grip on the rolled sheets, the patient is turned to the proned position carefully. The doctor at the head end will support the head and neck and turn the patient's head to face the ventilator. She should make sure that the ET tube is not kinked and not the length of the tube at the lips. Then she will auscultate both sides of the chest to make sure that air entry is equal. Pressure areas like the forehead, penile region, knee, and other bony joints should be checked and padded. Arms should be positioned in swimmer's position. Now all the monitoring can be re-established. IV lines and infusions can be reconnected. Proning should be continued for at least 16 hours a day. make sure that the abdomen is left unsupported. Now it is time to shift the patient back to the supine position. The ideal time to do this is in the morning. Staff needed and precautions are the same as those for proning. The patient should be adequately sedated and muscle relaxants should be given as needed. Nasogastric feeds should be aspirated. ET tube, central line and arterial line should be taken care of. Pre-oxygenate the patient with 100% oxygen and all non-essential infusions can be stopped. Positioning of the arms and training the patient to supine position should be done within the 2 sheets as done earlier. After shifting the patient to supine position, length of the ET tube and air entry should be checked. Improvement in oxygenation can be considered when PF ratio is greater than 150, FiO2 less than 0.6 and PPOF less than 10. These criteria should be met after at least 4 hours of the last proning session. A checklist should be kept to see whether all steps are properly done to avoid complications. This finishes the procedure of proning.
Thanks for watching this video.